When you inhale, don't hold your breath, just kind of let your body rest like it's exhaling just a little bit, maybe about 3 or 5% of the air as your head is resting back. The sword will go down. Anybody, literally anybody.
Tell me about how you learned to sword swallow. How long did it take you?
It took me 15 minutes, 4 tries in 1969. I got started in the business in 1967 and hopscotch from one show to another. And in 69 I met a gypsy and they were going to let me go. I was working on the rides at the time and it was during Mardi Gras. She says, "Hey Red, how'd you like to learn how to eat fire and swallow swords and stuff like that?" Yeah, sure, why not? I figured, hell, if they can do it, I can do it too, right? And afterwards, when it went down the 4th time, I felt it, and then I knew it was done. Then the following year, in 1970, spring of 1970, she taught me how to do it right. Everything has a taste. There's 4 gag reflexes and things of that nature. But she taught me everything I knew: sword swallowing, fire eating, fire and glass dancing, hot cold dancing, bed of nails. The only thing she wouldn't teach me was a pin cushion. She wouldn't scar her body to show me,
Can you tell me, is it hard? Is it something that anyone can learn? Is it hard
Any
to
person can do this. If you say you can do it, you can do it. If you have the slightest amount of doubt, you will never do it. I've taught 2 people. The last year I was working for Ward Hall in Allentown, Pennsylvania. One guy did it in less than 10 minutes. It took him quite a few times, but he did it in 10 minutes. But he didn't control the muscles in his neck. And you could hear the gurgling and the,
Let's cut for just 1 second.
All right, you tell me about taste.
Okay, taste. Taste the handle. Just touch your tongue to the handle of this bayonet.
Well, he can't be in it. He's
Well,
they'll get mad at us.
No, but anyway, if you touch your tongue on the handle of the bayonet, you'll taste the oil, the machine grease, blood possibly, everything that's been put on the steel. Steel is exactly like a sponge. You could taste it. Same thing with the handle. It has a taste. But the chrome has no taste. And all that you taste is yourself, your own bodies, your own enzymes, things of that nature. That's what you land up tasting. Stainless steel has no taste whatsoever, and you land up tasting the same thing on it like you would a piece of silverware with your food. You taste the soap, things of that nature. When I'm doing the blockhead, driving a 40-penny barn nail into my sinus tract, I hand it out to a person to inspect. And if they don't rinse themselves off real good from the soap or whatever, they have that soap that, Irish Spring or whatever, I know exactly what, you use Dove, you use Ivory soap, you use Irish Spring, or whatever. Yeah, how'd you know? I said, easy, I could taste it. Taste it in the nose? Yeah, sure. Your sinuses, your taste, your nose, and your mouth work together. The sense of smell and taste is all together in the same place because of the fluids.
Tell me this, is swallowing a sword dangerous?
Not necessarily. Swallowing neon tubes is. If the tube is not made properly, the tube can shatter. And them being like a fluorescent light, they implode. They don't explode, they implode. And when they implode, you got all the gases, you got your neon gases, and then there's a powdery substance like on a fluorescent light that's in there that also gives the neon tube its color and stuff, which is highly poisonous and stuff. And then, of course, the glass will tear your esophagus
But
up.
you're telling me that you can put that in and it's not dangerous for you to swallow that sword?
No.
How can
Well,
that
let's
be?
put, back in my days, a person popped too much dope or sleeping pills, they take you to the doctor's office and they pump your stomach, right? They'd have a tube in your throat, not quite as wide as my 3 fingers, but as thick as those 3 fingers. They shove it down your stomach and they pump your stomach. Then now you're in a trance. You're in coma, like a semi-comatose or, a semi-coma type state. But what they do is they leave it down your throat while you regain consciousness, and it makes you think better the second time of doing it. The next time they leave it down there till they literally pump your stomach out. That was the little sadistic thing the doctors used to do back in those days. But
Will you
You
show
know.
us again how you were cleaning it and then you were licking it? And maybe just don't even talk for a minute, but just do that like you're getting ready.
Well, this is just this is actually a male glove for working a packing plant to keep yourself from cutting your hand off or something. And it's made of stainless steel. And all I'm doing is actually loosening up the steel, the surface stuff off of it. When I was younger, as a, you know, back in the days of Woodstock and stuff, me and my cousin, we'd go from bar to bar, and I'd swallow coat hangers or eat shot glasses or you know, something in that nature. But it got us from one part of the country to the other, you know. I mean, we didn't buy no plane tickets or nothing, but we had a bus ticket and a couple of $100 to boot to make us last through the episode. This piece here is actually as wide as my longest broadsword. And my Tai Chi broadsword is the same width as this. This is actually wider than or originally was wider than the Tai Chi broad. But at home I have a 440 stainless broad that is extremely wide. And I had to, I mean, I worked on it just like I did with this one here.
What were you doing with your tongue on that?
Well, all I'm doing is tasting, get my body accustomed to a taste of steel, and at the same time lubricating. When I swallow a sword, give me an example. Can you back up a second or so? I'll show you something real easy. See? That simple. If you just let your head just lay back lightly, don't force your head back, just let your head back slightly. Okay. When you inhale, don't hold your breath, just kind of let your body rest like it's exhaling just a little bit, maybe about 3 or 5% of the air as your head is resting back. The sword will go down. Anybody. Literally anybody.
Do you have health insurance?
No. Quite obviously. Who's going to insure me? You know, I can see it now, you know, me eating fire or doing the blockhead. Now the blockhead is dangerous. Being what they call the human blockhead is actually the mind control of your head. Okay, when any foreign object is placed in your sinuses, or Q-tip swab or whatever, your eyes water, your nose runs, and you have this incessant urge to sneeze, like you're going to, but you're not, right? That's the back of my head, the back of the sinus tract. Now, if I used an ice pick that was razor sharp, or a nail that had a big burr on it, sneeze, or somebody come up and hit me like this, right in the face, it would go right, because there's no bone there. There's just a membrane, you know, and it'll go through, hit the pituitary gland, I'll drop off dead. That's it. Very simple. Now, you can do it.